less than 4.9% and mixture problem solving. And basically, general strategies, you want to understand the problem. Read through it carefully, and you want to select what the variables are. If you can make a drawing, you want to go ahead and draw out a picture. Okay, and then try to figure out how you're going to work this out, and then check your answer. Translate into an equation and solve, and then state your conclusion. Okay, we have a percent problem, whereas you have an amount equals the percent times the base. Okay, so there's three different types of problems here. One is where you're trying to, you know the percent and the base, but you don't know what the amount is. Percentage is always put as what? We don't put it as a percent sign. We have to change it to what? A decimal, good. So you got to move that over 2 places, right? So 10% is actually 0.1. Here we know the amount and we know the percentage, but we don't know the base. The third unknown is where we know the amount and the base, but we don't know the percent. This one here can be a little tricky because you're going to get an answer as a decimal, but you have to convert that to a percentage. So that one you have to move 2 places to the right if you're trying to find a percentage. Okay? Okay, so let's take a look at some problems here. What would be considered the amount? Okay, is, pay attention here because you're going to see these problems a lot. Is would be equals, right? Equal sign. 9%, change that to what as a decimal? 0.09, right. Of would be like times 65. So you would make that 9% times 65, and you get an amount of 5.85. So 5.85 is 9% of 65. All right? Questions with that? Okay, 36 is 6% of what? What are we looking for here? The amount, percent, or the base?
The base.
The base, good. 36 equals means our equals. We change that 6 to a point what? 0.06, right. Times n, divide by 0.06. Funny thing about when you're dividing a decimal that's smaller than 1, your answer actually comes out larger. So 600, so we can say that 36 is 6% of 600. Okay? 24 is what percent of 144? Well, here we're trying to find the percentage, right? So we got our base, we got our amount. So we divide by 144, right? And we get 0.16. This bar means repeating. But that's not our answer. That's our percentage before, when it's converted to a decimal. But we don't want percentage as a decimal, we want percentage as a percentage, right? So we got to move that decimal point 2 places to the right. And so that would be 16. Now 0.6 repeating is 2/3. 0.3 repeating is 1/3. So this would be 16 2/3%. Okay? 0.6 repeating is 2/3. Alright? Questions with that? So in other words, this would be 0.16666666666,
How
right?
did you get to 2/3 out of 16?
Well, because this bar here, see, because if you divide, let's do that. Let's do this one. All right, we got 24 equals to we've got 24 equals to n times 144, right? So we divide 144 from both sides, right? And we get n equals 2.16666666666, and it just goes on, right? On and on and on and on. So they symbolized it with a bar as a repeater. But as a percentage, you got to move that decimal point 2 places to the right. So that's 16.666666, right? Repeating. Well, 0.6 repeating is 2/3. 0.3 repeating is 1/3. Okay? 0.5 or 0.5, that's just 1/2. Okay? And so on. So this would be 16 2/3%. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other questions
Was
there?
there a formula for finding the percent there?
It's the amount equals to a percent, but that has to be in decimal. So you have to convert from percent
So what do you do with the
To
base
just-
in it?
times the base. So
Percent times base.
144 was the base, 24 was the amount. Okay? So in these problems, it's always something is percentage and then the base.
So if you need to find the base, it would be amount times divided by percent, or?
Well, let's say that, let's look at this next problem. Okay, and then I think that'll help to clear it up a little bit. See, because like right here, this says 24 is. 24 is the amount that comes first, is, and then percent of 144. Whereas the one before it, 36, that's the amount, is equals. 6%, that's pretty obvious, that's percent.
So now we're finding the base.
And then now we're looking for the base, that's right. So it's always, it's always in order. Amount equals percent base. Okay, so it goes in order of that equation. All right? Like this one. What are we looking for here? Is equals, right? What do we have? Percent and what else?
The amount. No, that's the base.
That's the base, that's right. We're looking for
The
the amount, that's right. So that would be the amount equals to 0.09 times the base, and that would be our amount. Okay? So, let's see if the next, here we go. Mark is taking Peggy out to dinner. He has $66 to spend if he wants to tip the server 20%. How much can he afford to spend? Okay, he has 66 to spend, and he wants to tip 20%. So basically, we want to find how much of the meal can he afford? Okay, so basically what we have here is the meal, right, plus the tip times the meal equals to the amount. Okay, so we don't know what the meal is, that's going to be X. So what we're looking at here is X plus, he wants to tip 20%, right? So that would be 0.2 times the meal is X, right? Equals to the amount you can afford up to, but no more than 66, right? Dollars. So this would be X, this is 1X, right? Or we can say 1.0X plus 0.2X. So that's going to be what? 1.2X, right? Equals to 66 divided by 1.2. Excuse me. And we get, he can afford up to, if he wants to tip 20%, he can afford up to $55 for the meal for both of them. Okay? All right, questions with that? All right. Okay, solving a discount problem. Julie bought a leather sofa that was on sale for 35% of the original price of $1,200. What was the discount? Discount equals to the discount rate times list price. Okay? Some of you probably can figure this one out in your head. Right? So, being a veteran on sales, so basically, you're going to take 0.35 times 1,200, and you get 420. Okay, so the amount paid is the list price minus the discount. All right, so let's work this one out. Your sale, the sofa is on sale at 35%. Original price is $1,200. Okay, so the discount is equal to the rate, discount rate, times the price. Okay, so this is going to be, so we've got to change this 35% to 0.35. So this will be 0.35 times 1,200, and we get, from that we get 420. Okay, so our discount amount paid is the list price minus the discount. Okay, the list price, we said, how much was that? 1,200, right. Minus discount, how much is that? 420, right. And so we subtract the 2 and we get $780 as our new price after the 35% discount. Okay?